Hey guys, long time no see. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming a little video about the books that I read in 2023. If you're new here, my name is Lauren. I'm 25 years old. I've been doing this for about like a year. This is kind of like very different from my normal kind of video. I don't usually do stuff like this. Usually I do like vlogs or just like document my life almost like a diary. I kind of treat my YouTube channel like a diary. But I wanted to document the books that I read this year because my goal this year was to read 10 books and I read 14. Yay! So I have a huge stack over here. I'll take a picture of it later and I'll show you guys. I'll insert a photo of the entire stack that I have on top of my trash can. Today's a very gloomy day. It was really hard to find a place in my house that had enough light. So here I am sitting in my dining room in a weird corner next to my guitar to do my little book review. So I have my phone here and I have a whole list of all the books that I read with a little description of each of them, and I wrote down the page number of how many pages was in the book and what I thought of it, as well as a rating. So the first book I of course do not have here. It was a library book, which I should have all the Harry Potter books because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, but I do not have the physical copy. It is Harry Potter and Order of the Phoenix. It is the 5th book in the series. The author is JK Rowling. It was 870 pages. I gave it a 7-star rating because I really enjoyed the movies, and the books are a complete opposite of the movie, which typically that's what happens when there's a book and a movie of the same thing. And for me, the book was just really slow. It wasn't as good as the movie, obviously. It really took me a while to get through the book. It was just very different. It was very contrasting between the movie and the book. It was very different comparing the both of them. So it was just very conflicting in my mind. Like I was expecting one thing to happen and something else was happening in the book versus what would happen in the movie, and that really wasn't good for my mindset going into the book. I feel like if you were reading the book before watching the movie, like I'm not going to give out any spoilers of any of the books that I'm giving reviews on here, but if you were reading the book before the movie, I think it'd be better than watching the movie before you read the book. That's what I usually do when I'm gonna be watching a movie that's also a book, is usually I'll read the book, then I'll watch the movie, because I feel like the movie ruins the book experience, because you have that visual in your brain, and when I read, I get a visualization in my brain of what's happening, and I just kept reflecting on the movie, and it just was ruining it for me. So that's my rating on that one. The second book I read this year, which I have the physical copy, is Riding Lessons. I'm also an equestrian, along with many other things in my life. I'm a preschool teacher as well. And this book was really good. It was cute. I gave it a 6.5, a little bit lower than Harry Potter. It was just a very simple, easy read, which was great to enter my journey this year. It's by Sarah Gruen, I think is how you pronounce her name. It's a 2-book series, so there's another one called Flying Changes, I believe. So this book basically was, I just read it as a cute horse girl book that involves romance and a twist at the end. So there's some mystery involved. So it's not only like a love story and an equestrian book, but it's also a little bit of a mystery. So I gave this one a 6.5. It was pretty decent. The next book that I read is Love and Other Words. This book was so cute. I gave this one an 8. It was 403 pages. It is by Christina Lauren. I believe there's another book here that I read by her. It was very cute. In the description, I put as an adorable love story reflecting on someone's past and present in each chapter. So it kind of like reflects on the past and then the present and then the past and then the present. And I like books like that have the contrasting views between somebody's past and then their present life. It really gives us the perspective as to what's happening with their inner conflict. So this was a really cute book. I highly recommend it. It gives fall vibes, or like wintry vibes too, because there's a cabin involved. So I don't want to give out any spoilers, but really good book. And then number 4 on the list is Local Woman Missing. I gave this one an 8.5. It was 356 pages. It is by Mary, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Kubica. I'm sorry if I butchered it. This was a pretty good book. Let's see, I wrote, it's not a traditional murder mystery. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. It makes you emotionally invested in the beginning of the book. So, if you like a murder mystery kind of a book, highly recommend this book. I mean, obviously I rated it higher than The Love in Other Words. Sorry, my light just turned on. I have like a flickering light bulb. It was definitely better than the last one as far as keeping you on the edge of your seat, if you like kind of thriller style books. So I would go for this one if you like more of a mystery. That was a good book. Number 5, I do have that hard copy. It is Beach Read by Emily Henry. I'm going to show you my phone. I don't know if you can see it, if it's going to focus. But I actually put little stars next to it because I was like, oh my gosh, such a good book. I actually kind of read this one by the pool, hence Beach Read. So this one was 358 pages, and I gave it a 9.5. This was one of the highest ratings that I gave books this year. I think I gave 1 or 2 other books a 9.5 this year. I said it's a fun, easy story to read. It goes for, great for the summertime. It gave off summer vibes. Spicy and romantic while being realistic and cute at the same time. Loved it. Very, very cute book. Love Emily Henry. You're going to notice I was on an Emily Henry, like, I don't know, just scheme this year. I exploded with Emily Henry. I read a lot of her books this year. You're going to notice that, but this one was the best one of hers, I would say, along with Book Lovers, which I'm going to get to soon. Such a good book. The next one I read was Ward D. I gave this one a 7. I saw that Tara Michelle on YouTube, she read this book, and I wanted to read it because it looked interesting. It was okay. It had a lot of violence in it, but not like gory violence, just violence. There's like some deaths in it. A little bit of mystery. It's not a very light subject because it takes place in a psych ward, so it's a little heavy of a topic. Yeah, see it says around the back that it takes place in a psychiatric ward, so it is a little bit of a heavy topic. It's a little spooky to read at night. I will say that because I was reading it at night and I live alone and it was a little spooky. Oh, my phone just disappeared. But I wrote that there's an interesting storyline. It definitely stuck with me. It's a mystery and keeps you guessing, but it's basically taking place in a mental hospital, so it's dark and weird at times. Spooky, not super gory, but it's not the best or the worst. So that's why I gave it a 7. The next one I read was Happy Place by Emily Henry. I gave this one a 6. It had 385, I don't know if I told you that Ward D had 332 pages. This one has 385 pages. Love a hardcover book, let me tell you. But it was not the best Emily Henry book that I read. I was on a kick of hers for a while this year. But I didn't get hooked onto any specific character, and I kept losing interest in the book. It was okay. I didn't love it, but it was an Emily Henry book, so I wanted to still read it and get the experience. Yeah, all I could say is it was okay. The next one I read was Book Lovers. It got very wet by the pool, as you can tell. This one got loved on a lot. This one was very spicy. This one was really, really good. Another Emily Henry book. It was 416 pages. I gave it an 8.5. So I said over here, it was such a cute book, and I'm a literature junkie, obviously, so it kind of really hit the soul with this one. And I'm not going to really give it away, like what happens, but basically, like, there's just a love in here that just really hit for me, and I just really felt this love, and I was just like, wow, it was really something. So this one was really, it really was really good. Like, I really stuck with that one. The next one I read was Such a Quiet Place by Miranda. It was 333 pages, 333. I gave it an 8.5. It had a disappointing ending, but it had a really strong climax in the book. It had a really strong storyline, and it kept you on the edge of your seat. It was another, like, thriller mystery kind of a book. If you like, it was very suspenseful, so if you like books that are kind of like an NCIS or a CSI kind of a thing, this one and The Local Woman Missing are two that you would really want to read. I would recommend them. They're really, really good, but yeah, that's why I gave this one an 8.5, because it just had a really disappointing ending. It would have gotten like a 9 or a 9.5 if the ending wasn't as for me, but it was a really, really good book otherwise. I enjoyed that one. Let's see. So I do not have the next book because that was Such a Quiet Place. I do not have Dreamland by Nicholas Sparks, but I will insert a picture somewhere on the screen. It was 384 pages. I rated it a 7.5 because, warning, there is suicide in the book. The book is basically about two lovers that come back together after vacation and fall in love. There's a major twist at the end that I didn't see coming. It reminded me of the movie Shutter Island. If you've ever seen that movie, it's with Leonardo DiCaprio. It reminded me of that. Like, the ending of the movie gave me flashbacks to that. I mean, the ending of the book gave me flashbacks to the ending of Shutter Island. And, like, it's kind of like where the guy in both endings of Shutter Island and in Dreamland were in, like, alternate realities kind of a thing. I'm not going to give out a lot of that book, but it was good if you don't, like, if you're not triggered by, like, suicide and, like, really heavy topics. I love Nicholas Sparks. I've read his books ever since I was in high school, so, like, for 10 years now I've, like, read his books. But it was good. I just wouldn't rate it his best. If you want to read a really good book of his, Every Breath is really good, or The Guardian. The Guardian, I cried at the end because it's about a dog and something happens with the dog. I'm not going to give it away. Well, I probably just kind of gave it away. But really, really good book. I literally cried. I was in college. It was my freshman year of college, and I was reading the book, like, in the student lounge area, and I started crying, and I'm like, I feel like such an idiot right now. But it was really good. The next one I read after that is Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows. She is a chunky monkey, let me tell you. This book was 759 pages. Yikes. This is the last book. Oh, no, this is Order of the Phoenix. Okay. I thought I had Deathly Hallows. I guess I grabbed the wrong book. Ha. Anyway, I'll insert a picture on the screen. I thought I had Deathly Hallows. Guess I don't. I rated that one a 8.5. That one was so good. Obviously, it's the last book. A lot of it tied into the movie. It's like the last two movies in one book, basically. So, like how they divide the last two movies of Harry Potter, like for 7, they put both of those into one book, which I was really confused about at first, but then I was like, oh, okay, I get it. So, that one was really, really good, and they used a lot of the imagery from the movie, like in the book, or they used the imagery from the book in the movie, so it was very closely related, and I really, really enjoyed that. It was a very, very good book. In the Likely Event, so I'm all done with my Harry Potter series. I read In the Likely Event, it's by Rebecca Yarros. It was 338 pages. I gave this one an 8.5. It was so cute. Also, it has an airplane, and I love airplanes. Basically, it's just about, like, a plane crash, and these people, like, end up falling in love. Like, they meet, like, later on in life. I'm not going to give away all the details, but it was really, really cute. There's some scandalous scenes, some war scenes, so caution, there is war involved in this book, if that triggers you. But it goes between, like, past and present. Again, I love stuff like that, just like in Love and Other Words, how it goes between their past and their present. I love the conflicting storylines like that. So this was a really, really good book. I enjoyed this one a lot. We're almost at the end, guys. Then I read The UnHonehmooners. Oh my gosh. I literally wrote hilarious. It's number 13 if you can see my screen. I literally wrote hilarious. This is by Christina Lauren. It's 395 pages. I gave this book a 9.5. This book is hilarious. Basically, it's her sister's wedding, and they all get sick on the seafood, but she's allergic to seafood, so her and another guy who doesn't like seafood doesn't eat it. And they end up taking the sister's honeymoon, and they pretend that like they're the, you know, the married couple, and they have to pretend this whole time that they're the married couple. Okay.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. Yeah, sorry, my friend just FaceTimed me. Thanks, Jordan. No, I'm just kidding. So basically, this book is just absolutely hilarious, and they have to like pretend that they're this married couple, and it just gets funnier and funnier, and they end up falling in love at the end. But I'm not going to give away anything that happens after they fall in love. It's so good. So good. Highly recommend. If you want a funny book, the UnHonehmooners. Awesome. Then the last one, Fourth Wing. Don't even get me started on Fourth Wing. I think I gave this one a 9.5. Of course I did. I want to give it a 10. Actually, I'm gonna like give it a 10. I'm gonna give it like a 9.8, 9.9. It was 498 pages. Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. It gave me Game of Thrones and Hunger Game vibes. Very spicy. Actually, these bookmarks are like the spicy pages. Yeah. Xaden. Don't even get me started on Xaden. I'm currently reading Iron Flame. I'm like almost done. I'm on page 400 and something. So I'm not going to count it as a book that I read this year because I didn't finish it. And I'm not going to by the end of the year. There's like 2 days left in 2023 because today's the 29th of December, so I'm not going to finish it. But so good. Spicy, there's dragons, there's violence, Xaden calls violence, there's just so much, and I love how on the back it says, a dragon without its rider is a tragedy, a rider without their dragon is dead. It's just like so good, and it's so beautiful. Yeah, I'm obsessed with dragons now because of Fourth Wing. So this is the elite book at the end of the year. Awesome way to end off the year was Fourth Wing, and Iron Flame. Iron Flame's not as good as Fourth Wing, but it's pretty good. Fourth Wing though, like, you know, the first book in the series is always the best. Basically, she's gonna make Fourth Wing and like Iron Flame a 5-book series. So after Iron Flame, she's gonna wait a year, of course, but Rebecca's gonna wait a year until she releases the 3rd book in the series. So I'm waiting on that. But thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave the links to the books in my description, as well as any photos of the books that I didn't have physical copies of. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you all have a happy new year. I will see you guys when I'm in New Hampshire, because I'm going to New Hampshire next weekend. So thanks for watching, and I love you guys. Bye.